This is gonna be really difficult. Fuck me. Alright. I'm like sweating, honestly. So I'm just gonna put my hair up. Like more actually. And I have to plug my phone in because my phone's about to die. And I'm gonna be really fucking heartbroken if I start telling this story and my phone dies. So I'm gonna put my hair up. Alright. So I'm gonna plug my phone in. That's really annoying. I don't have a platform to like stand it on. Whatever. I'm just gonna put it right here. Fuck it. I'll make it work. Whatever. I just don't want to like hold it and like move it around. I kind of just want to sit here and talk about it. Alright. Oh my gosh. Okay, that'll work. Okay. Whew. So. Oh my god, why is my chest so tight? Alright, I thought this was gonna be easier. But now that I'm here doing it, it's kind of scary. So, basically, I'm here to talk about my rape story. I wanted to talk about things for a very, very long time. I wanted to make a YouTube video about it. I've wanted to make posts about it. I've probably hinted a few things towards you guys in the past, like, maybe. But let me just put it this way, is that everybody tries to put on a front and act perfect all the time. So, obviously, people aren't posting things that are negative, and they're not going to post things that are going to bring people down. But there's a difference between, you know, trying to influence people and be like, this is fucking normal, and this is what people go through and don't speak about. There's another thing to be negative. This isn't me being negative. This is me actually being influenced by Olivia Jordan. Blows me away how things just happen to everyone around us and we never know. Ever. So, when Olivia Jordan posted that, I couldn't relate more. Like, I could not relate more. So, when I was in high school, I'm not gonna lie to you, I started kind of like partying and stuff in like 10th grade. It wasn't like excessiveness. I would always go out with Gabby. Literally every freaking weekend. Like, we just started like hanging out and we realized that like we were each other's like people, you know? So it didn't matter if we went to a crowd party with like 100 people, you were gonna see us together. If Gabby was talking to a guy, I was right next to her. If I was talking to someone, she was right next to me. If I lost her, she was coming right back to me. We were looking for each other. That type of thing. So, ever since 10th grade, dude, we just clicked. The moral of that is she was there with me the night this happened. So, when I was in 11th grade, you know, 10th grade was my year. We started partying a lot. We had a really good time, so, you know, it just kept continuing. Life was, you know, changing. Things were good. We just kept going out every weekend. And before anybody jumps to the conclusion that, oh, you were just probably drunk and you got, you know, used or whatever, this didn't happen at a party. We went to a party that night and we sat in the car. We were gonna go out and then we went to this party, we got an address, and we sat in the car for an hour looking at this house, talking about how sketchy it was to go in. A lot of people, you know, were like, oh, just come. It was a very bad neighborhood. We did not feel safe being the girls that we are. It was a very sketchy situation, and we were to the point where we didn't even want to go in because we were just so shook, and we were like, it's weird, like, we just have weird vibes already going, so we're not. So, I'm not gonna say names. I guess I shouldn't say names. I guess I shouldn't, I don't know. I guess you don't say their names unless you've actually accused them, so I'm not gonna say anything. But, so then she got a text from a guy that she was talking to. He was like, yo, just come over. We can all hang out. We can talk about it. Like, we can just all chill. Because they didn't end up going to the party either. So we went back to this kid's house that she was talking to. Which I didn't have a problem with him. But the guy that he was with is the guy who raped me. We went to this kid's house. I only went sincerely because she's my best friend. She's talking to a kid. It's 11 p.m. at night. I'm going to go hang out with my girl that she's talking to a guy for. Like, I'm not going to leave her hanging. We were already together. We do everything together. So I was like, I'm not, we're going to this kid's house together. We go there. His friend's there with him. By no means did this guy had a reputation in my school for a lot of female accusations, a lot of sex tapes, a lot of pictures before. But mind you, I do not judge people, and I understand that there's a side to every story. So I never once was, like, mean to this kid. I never said anything weird. I don't know. I didn't act weird because I didn't think anything would happen. So we're all downstairs. We're all hanging out. She is talking to the guy on the couch. So here I am, not trying to be a cockblock. So the guy, I don't even want to say rapist all the time, but the rapist basically was like, yo, like, do you want to go upstairs? You just want to give him alone time. And I was like, yeah, obviously, because it's my friend. Like, I'm not trying to cockblock her or anything. They want to hang out. So we go upstairs. I go to the bathroom. I come back out. He has 2 shots poured already. Before I even, I came out, there was 2 shots poured. He was like, yo, like, let's just drink up here. Like, mind you, this kid's house was fucking huge. Till this day, I don't know how his parents didn't hear anything. I don't fucking know. So next thing you know, we're talking about drinking, and he's like, yo, like, just take the shot. And I took the shot, and then I was like, your turn. He doesn't take the shot. I end up taking both of them. I didn't think twice about it, because, being, like, ditzy and just being like, oh, like, let's drink, I was like, whatever. So we take 2 shots, and next thing you know, he's, like, acting like he's looking for more alcohol to drink. And, he wasn't. He was waiting for the drugs to kick in. So next thing you know, I'm, like, standing in this kitchen, and the room started spinning. I got so I was sweating, I was freaking out, literally, like, if I could describe what I was seeing, it looked like that fan. Like, I literally was just like, what the fuck is going on? So I was freaking out, and I realized then that I was not drunk. I took 2 shots. I was not drunk. This was not a drunk. I realized that I was drugged at that exact moment. I realized that I was totally drugged. I don't know what to this fucking day that this kid did, to what drugs they were. I have no idea. So next thing you know, I'm so dizzy, I'm freaking out, like, I need to sit down. Mind you, I'm talking about the kitchen scenario, and he took me to the couch. I told him no the whole night. I was literally powerless. And, I just remember him laying on top of me. And I was just, like, screaming, kind of. And then, I don't know. I just remember, like, getting up after, and I was just freaking out. And I was like, what the fuck is going on? And next thing I know, he goes to the bathroom, and he comes back out. And, he slammed me against the table again and started doing it again. And I had no control. I had no control of it at all. And I felt so powerless. basically, this literally all fucking happened in this kid's house. And, I just was, like, mind fucked. I was like, what the fuck just happened? Like, I was freaking out really bad. But, so basically, you know, he was done with me, and, I was so upset, and I couldn't even walk, and he had to carry me down the steps to go see my friend. And, I go down there to find out that this kid literally slept the whole time, and Gabby was down there watching TV. They didn't do anything. He fell asleep right away. So as soon as I go down there, this kid wasn't even up to hear anything. And, so, basically, you know, I was, like, paralyzed. I was literally paralyzed, and, Gabby just started freaking out, and she was like, what the fuck did you do to her? Like, what is going on? Why is she like this? Why is she drunk and you're not? Like, what is going the fuck on? My girl had to carry me up the steps. Like, I have never been so distraught. Like, it was not a drunk. It was not a high. It was not anything I've ever felt before. And she had to carry me up the steps. I get to the steps, and the bathroom's right across from the steps. I go into the bathroom, and I just start screaming. Like, I don't know what the fuck was wrong. I was just screaming in the bathroom, and I was like, why did this happen? And all I hear in the kitchen was, like, Gabby just, like, literally, like, almost punching him. And she was like, why did you do this to her? Like, what did you do? Like, and he was, like, 6 foot, and he was a football player. And my little 5'5" friend just defending me, like, it was just so meaningful to me, even though she couldn't do anything. So it didn't even happen at a party. It happened so nonchalantly. And, so, she ended up carrying me out to my car, and, she ended up driving my car, because I couldn't walk. I just couldn't. I was just, like, I don't know, roofied. I don't know what the fuck to call it. So, I just cried the whole night. She told her mom that she was spending the night at my house, and I told my dad that I was spending the night at her house. So, after this whole fucked up scenario, we didn't even go home. Me and my best friend, we just sat in the car in a parking lot until, like, dawn, like, till the fucking sunrise, just talking about it and just crying, like, while I was in the seat. We slept in my car together because we had nowhere else to go, and she was just so there for me, and she had no idea what to do, and I was like, what the fuck, like, I don't know what just happened. So, I don't know, it was just a lot. So, I went to school with him. He was a grade above me. And, when I tried to, you know, I didn't know what to do. I had no idea what to do. I was just distraught. I was like, I have to go and see this kid every single day. I was a cheerleader, and he was the football captain. He got away with everything. I just remember being in school. I talked to a kid for like a month before that actually happened. And next thing you know, like, I didn't even know what the fuck to tell this kid that I was talking to. I had no idea how to explain that I went out and this happened.
when I wasn't dating him and I was just talking to him. I had no idea. And I remember one time, it was like literally like it was like the day I come back, or like the second day I'm in school, and I just was crying all the time. Like, I was in the bathroom crying. I was missing school because, like, I swear to God, when I would run into him in the hallways, it was like a fucking monster that was like 6 foot, and my chest would get so tight because I was so scared. Like, I didn't know like, what do you do when you see your rapist every single day in the hallways and you're nonchalantly walking by them and they're acting like they're cool as fuck because they get bitches and, they rape girls that are unconscious and fucking drug girls and put sex tapes out. Like, it's just horrible. Like, it was so horrible. So, I ended up going to the counselor twice. Actually, no, I went to both counselors for like a few days straight because I didn't know what to do. They said basically I was 17, and if I wanted to press charges, I was going to have to get my dad involved. And I could not tell my dad. As a little daughter and his only daughter, there's no way. I wanted to ruin my life because I wanted to ruin somebody else's. It was such a hard rock I was in. Like, I had no idea. And every time I literally left, like, I swear to God, I would be in the counselor's office and I would get text from him. And he was literally texting me. He was like, why the fuck did you go in there? I swear to fucking God, if you tell anybody what happened, like, I'll fucking kill you. Like, I'll fucking hurt you. He was like, I'll get, like, something to happen. He was like, don't say anything. Like, literally, like, it was just horrible. Like, every single day, there was there was text going on, like, all the time. So I, like, had no idea what to do because I was already scared enough to tell someone because of my dad and to hurt other people and to hurt myself and embarrass myself, to the point where he was already making it hard because I'm getting threats every single day that if I tell someone, he's gonna hurt me. So what am I to do as a little, like, 11th grade girl? You know what I mean? Like, I didn't know what the fuck to do. Anyways, I started crying a lot. The kid that I was semi-talking to, I ended up telling him what happened. And he was like, oh, I'm gonna beat the shit out of him. As soon as I told him who it was, he didn't do anything. Nobody would do anything at all. A few weeks later, he stopped talking to me. I don't know if it was because of that or not, and honestly, I don't really care. It was, like, years ago. I don't really give a shit, but the fact that I opened up to someone, and it was such a hard time, and then they stopped talking to you makes you feel like, word, well, I'm already, like, I had, like, my whole life just taken from me, and you're just, like, adding on to make me feel like I'm kind of, like, non-relevant, I guess. Like, I don't know how to explain it. I was like, alright, like, just to top everything off, I don't have another person who wants to listen. Kind of. Or just deal with my shit. So, Gabby and Julia were the only friends I ever told. I couldn't have that around. I didn't want it to be around that I was a slut cheerleader who got raped. I didn't want that reputation. Because as much as I wanted to ruin his life, you have to understand it from a girl that you're not just ruining his life, you're ruining yours too, and it's hard to, like, say it like that. But if I reported that in school and I did a fucking lawsuit and I told my dad and everybody in school knows, like, you know what I mean? Like, how everybody's gonna look at me different. Guys are never gonna look at me the same. I'm never gonna be able to go out to a party without someone calling me a name because I went through something. My dad's never gonna trust me or any other dude I ever talk to again, even if he's decent. What if I speak out and nothing happens? Because nothing happened with the other girls that reported shit. Like, you know what I mean? Like, this is why girls don't talk about things, because nothing gets done. And if it does, and if you get to that point, it's gonna come back on you somehow. Like, It wasn't just like I could do and like accuse him and then things would just go away. Like, no, I was the target. I'm the girl who got raped. I'm the slutty cheerleader. Like, I'm the girl who put myself in that situation. Like, it was so many things. He later ended up losing his scholarship to UD. I think he went into the military. I don't fucking know. I don't care. I wish nothing but the worst for him. Even, I'm pretty sure his fucking sister knew. His whole family knew. And they just didn't want to accept that their son is a rapist. And honestly, I don't really fucking care. Like, I mean, and so for our, literally for his last senior game, I think it was his senior game, he texted me and said, Melanie, who the fuck did you tell? And I was like, well, what do you mean? And he was like, Melanie, somebody smashed my whole fucking car, and there's rapist with your name all over my car. He was like, who did you tell who did this to my car? I have no idea till this day who did that for me. I have no fucking clue. Like, I have no idea who did that for me, but I really appreciate it because nobody did anything. And somebody took the time to really fuck his shit up because nobody else would. And I still have no idea who did it. And I thank them so much because I don't know, like, who else really stood up for what had happened. Like, I was scared and somebody else took charge and did something to make a notice. His sister saw it, his mom saw it, his dad saw it. Like, everybody saw rapist with my name on his car. Did I get a phone call? Did I get a fucking email? Did I get a text message from anybody saying, is this true? No, I didn't. They just erased that shit, got new tires, got a new fucking car, and moved on with their lives. Even till this day, when I see his sister, it makes me, like, drop. Because, you know, you can support your family all you want, but if you're gonna support a fucking rapist, I have no respect for you. I have no respect at all. So, I don't know. It was just a lot to take in. And then not counting that when Gabby passed a year later from suicide, she took that with her. Like, she took that with her. She's the one of 2 people that I told about it. Or one of 3 because of the dude, but it doesn't even count, honestly, because, like, these 2 girls got me through hell and back getting to school because I had to see this kid every fucking day. So, it was a lot to deal with. It took me so long to speak up about this. I mean, I just got out of an abusive relationship, and I just, you know, there's so many things that make you wonder why you put yourself through things. And I ended up going to therapy. I had to go to Rockford, for those who don't know. And I don't care anymore. I'm an open book because I'm getting my shit together and I'm fine. And honestly, me speaking about this isn't a downfall, it's an upscale. Because I've never been able to talk about this before to a fucking live audience or Instagram or put it out there, because by the end of the night, I'm gonna have over 1,000 views, and that shit is not easy. Like, seriously, it's not. But if Olivia Jordan can fucking talk about it and she's Miss Teen USA, like, I have no more motivation than that, because they put up this front that, you know, they try to be perfect, and that's not what Miss Delaware, Miss Teen USA, that's not what this is about. This is about real ass shit and real human beings. And for those who don't know, I'm going for it this year, and this is one of my standpoints. So, I
I was very influenced to share this with you guys. I talked about it in therapy for 3 weeks straight. Actually, no, I didn't even talk about it in therapy until like the last week. And even my like therapist was like, you didn't even say this the past 2 weeks. And I was like, honestly, like, I just tried to ignore it. Like, I tried to forget about it. Like, what else can you do when you've been manipulated and drugged and this kid got away with everything and yet has a girlfriend? And you know what I mean? Like, it honestly just sickens me. And it's not like honestly, I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I've thought about repressing charges. I'm not sure what I'm gonna do. But what this kid did to me was not right. And at the time, it was not the right time to tell people, because if anybody's been through high school, do I need to say more? Like, do I really need to say more that I would have been the center of attention in a fucking private school? That I got raped and I was probably a slut who just got drunk? Like, I couldn't deal with other people getting in this shit because it was so hard on myself. Like, I'd rather be quiet and deal with it in my head than to tell a million people that don't give a shit or are just gonna manipulate the story or, you know, act like they give a shit when they don't. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't like the fakeness. I don't need sympathy. I just needed someone to listen, and I really wanted something to be done to him for victory. And seriously, if I could have done that in silence and not told anyone, I fucking would have. But I didn't want it to come back on me. So, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna start seeing a therapist once a week anyways. It's required. Because I fell off the past few months, not because of this, but because of something that got escalated and now is, you know, triggering back my past, because I don't know what caused me to put myself through an abusive relationship that was so horrible that I had to go to Rockford, and I literally was cutting myself. Like, I'm being real with you guys, like, I just went, like, nuts, and I didn't understand why somebody would hurt me so bad, to where I just felt like I lost all control of who I was. So, going to a facility and reevaluating everything that might have led up to it, you know, your past, why you are who you are, what caused you to make you do these choices, what made you want to do this, what made you feel like you need to be loved by other people instead of loving yourself. Like, that type of stuff really made me change and grow as a fucking person. So, that's what I have to say, honestly. I was gonna make a YouTube video about this, but shit, I don't know. I just kind of said a lot. I'm sorry that this was a long story. I just had no idea how else to do it, and I felt like being live and actually putting this video up on the internet just to post it and be done would be more amazing than working on a YouTube video and trying to cut out points and then re-edit my shit. Like, I don't need to re-edit this. Like, you guys are hearing it from me in my room right now live. Like, I don't need to worry about anything. This is just my story and I wanted to tell you. And honestly, it feels really good to get it off my chest. So, for all the girls who have been through the same thing, I mean, I get it. Like, I get why you didn't speak out. Like, I get it. It's not easy to just walk up to people and be like, oh, yep, this happened. Yeah, can you go to jail, please? No, it's not like that. They want to know every single detail. They want you to replay the whole scenario. I had to tell these, I swear to God, it took me a whole 4 or 5 months before I could actually remember the whole scenario of that night, because I was so drugged. Like, the next day, I had no idea. Like, I literally was, like, thinking. It was like when you have a dream and you see glimpses of things, and then you wake up and you're like, what was that? That's kind of what I was going through for, like, weeks at a time, until I literally realized what, like, replaying it in my head all the time, it's crazy. It's life-changing. it destroyed me for a few months in school. Let alone, it wasn't just some random person. It was literally a guy above me in my grade, or not above me in a grade. Saw him every football game. Like, there was no escaping this. So, for anybody who's going through the same thing, honestly, my words would be to just actually talk about it. Because you know what? You don't have to do anything. You don't have to press charges if you think it's going to ruin your life. Like, honestly, I thought it would. But talking about it can be scary as shit, and I'm not going to lie to you. After I talked about it in therapy, it was getting worse because I started talking about my traumas, and traumas will start reflecting back, and you're going to go through a really hard time. For the past, I went through a really hard time when I started talking about it. But things got better. It got like a release off my body. It was a tension release. Like, I felt like it was so deep inside me that I never talked about, so I'm very glad that I got to. I'm not going to say any more. But thank you guys for listening. I'm sorry that I cried. But thank you all to who listened to me. Seriously, this was really helpful. And I'm glad I got to share my story.